Skol, Vikings Nation, what's good, purple and gold faithful? Buckle up, because today we're diving into some electrifying Minnesota Vikings news that's got us buzzing for the 2026 NFL Draft. Picture this. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, our cap wizard, is playing 4D chess with the roster, and it's setting us up for a draft haul that could reshape our future. But here's the kicker. Our old pal Daniel Jones, now slinging passes for the Colts, might just be the secret weapon to land us a juicy compensatory pick. Ready to break it down? Let's roll into why the Vikings are poised to dominate the draft and how Jones could be our unlikely hero. So what's the deal with these compensatory picks? For those new to the game, the NFL hands out extra draft picks to teams that lose big-name free agents, and our Vikings have been masters at this. Kwesi's been flipping the roster like a pro, turning departures into draft capital gold. In 2025, we're projected to snag 9 picks in the 2026 NFL Draft, including some high-value comp picks, and that's huge for a team that had just 4 picks last April. What do you think, Vikings fans? Are you hyped for Kwesi's draft strategy? Or do you want to see more moves before 2025 kicks off? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's get this Skol chant going. The Minnesota Vikings are no strangers to roster overhauls, and Kwesi Adofo-Mensah is the architect behind it all. This guy's been working the salary cap like a magician, pulling off savvy signings like Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave without messing up our comp pick formula. Those moves? Pure genius. They don't count against us in the NFL's compensatory math, keeping our draft stock loaded. But it's not just about who we sign, it's about who we let walk. Losing players like Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones in free agency is turning into a draft pick jackpot. Over the Cap's Nick Corta projects us getting a 3rd-rounder for Darnold, a 4th-rounder for Jones, and even a 7th-rounder for another departure. That's 9 total picks, folks, and it's got us dreaming of a draft class that could redefine the Vikings. So what's the vibe in Vikings Nation? Are we building a dynasty, or is Kwesi's plan a risky bet? Hit the comments and let's debate. Skol. Let's zoom in on Daniel Jones, our former QB who's now battling for the QB1 spot with the Colts. Vikings fans, you might be cheering for Jones to ball out in Indy. Not because we miss him, but because his snaps could land us a 4th-round comp pick. Jones signed a 1-year, $14 million deal with Indianapolis, and reports say he's got a significant lead over Anthony Richardson in their quarterback race. Why does this matter? The NFL's comp pick formula loves players who get serious playing time after leaving. If Jones locks down the starting role under Shane Steichen's creative offense, that pick is ours. Imagine turning a backup QB's departure into a draft gem. That's the kind of move that keeps Minnesota Vikings news buzzing with excitement. What's your take? Should we be rooting for Jones to shine in Indy? Or are you all in on our current roster? Let me know below. And don't forget to smash that like button. Now, let's talk about the Colts QB drama because it's straight up juicy. Anthony Richardson, their former top pick, has been struggling to hold on to the QB1 job, and Jones is reportedly outshining him in minicamp. NFL.com's Jeffrey Chadaha even dropped a bold prediction. Jones could be the 2025 Comeback Player of the Year. That's huge for us because the more Jones plays, the better our comp pick gets. Shane Steichen's offense in Indy is a perfect fit for Jones, with better skill players and a stronger O-line than he ever had with the Giants. If he keeps this up through training camp, we're looking at a draft pick that could turn into a starter for the Vikings. Minnesota Vikings fans, are you feeling the draft hype yet? So, who's got your vote in Indy, Jones or Richardson? And how would you use that 4th-round pick? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep the Skol energy alive. Let's not forget the bigger picture. Kwesi's master plan. The Vikings GM isn't just playing for 2025. He's got his eyes on 2026 and beyond. By letting players like Darnold and Jones walk, he's banking draft capital while keeping our cap space tight. And those signings of Allen and Hargrave? They're cut players so they don't ding our comp pick formula. That's next-level strategy, Vikings Nation. Our draft haul could include a 3rd-rounder for Darnold, a 4th for Jones, and a 7th for a guy like Trent Sherfield, potentially even the Mr. Irrelevant pick, last in the draft but first in our hearts. With 6 of our own picks, That's 9 total chances to add talent around J.J. McCarthy. Who else is pumped for this? What young stud would you draft with these picks? A shutdown corner? A beastly D-lineman? Hit the comments and let's dream big for the Vikings. Speaking of J.J. McCarthy, our rookie QB is at the heart of this rebuild, but he's had a rough start. A knee injury wiped out his 2024 season, and early 2025 practices saw him tossing picks left and right. Protecting him is priority number 1, which is why our 2025 first-round pick, Ohio State guard Donovan Jackson, is such a big deal. An opposing coordinator even said Jackson's got Pro Bowl potential. Jackson's versatility at guard and tackle makes him a cornerstone for keeping McCarthy upright. But with Blake Brandel struggling at guard, Jackson's role is even more critical. Vikings news is buzzing about how this pick could stabilize our O-line for years. What do you think? Can Jackson be the key to unlocking McCarthy's potential? Or do we need more help on the line? Let's hear it in the comments. Skol Nation. Now, let's pivot to the defense because Brian Flores' unit needs some love too. Our secondary is a question mark heading into 2025, especially with Harrison Smith likely in his final season and Josh Metellus hitting free agency soon. PFF's already eyeing the 2026 draft for a safety splash, with names like Ohio State's Caleb Downs and Oregon's Dylan Thieneman on the radar. Those comp picks could be our ticket to landing a game-changer like Downs, who's ranked as the top overall prospect for 2026. Imagine pairing a young stud with our aggressive blitz schemes. Flores would have a field day. Minnesota Vikings fans, are you ready for a defensive reload? Who's your dream pick for the secondary? And do you think Smith has one more Pro Bowl run in him? Drop your takes below and keep the Vikings vibe going. Let's talk about another sneaky move, our depth chart battles. Vikings news has been hot with talk about cornerback Asante Samuel Jr. as a potential free agent target to bolster our secondary. In a division with Jared Goff's Lions and Caleb Williams' Bears, we need all the DB help we can get. Samuel could be the difference maker we need before training camp. Plus, there's buzz about a possible blockbuster trade for Jalen Ramsey. With our draft capital, including those comp picks, we've got the ammo to swing big. Ramsey's a 7-time Pro Bowler. Imagine him locking down one side of the field. What's your call, Vikings Nation? Go all in for Ramsey, sign Samuel, or draft a young CB? Hit the comments and let's talk strategy. We can't ignore the off-field drama either. Jordan Addison's legal situation is a cloud hanging over the team, with a possible NFL suspension looming after his 2023 speeding ticket and a 2025 DUI case. A verdict could come soon, and it might impact his availability for the season. Vikings fans, this one stings. On the coaching front, Wes Phillips got a 1-year extension through 2026, but Brian Flores' lack of a new deal has us worried. If Flores bolts, our defense could take a hit. Kwesi's got to lock him down, right? How do you feel about Addison's situation, and should we prioritize keeping Flores? Let's get your thoughts in the comments. Skol. Alright, Vikings Nation, it's time to wrap this up with a bang. The Minnesota Vikings are setting up for a monster 2026 draft, thanks to Kwesi's cap magic and Daniel Jones' surprising role in Indy. With 9 picks, including comps for Darnold and Jones, we're ready to build a squad that'll make the NFC North tremble. The future's bright, and it's purple and gold. But we need you to keep this skull fire burning. Smash that like button, drop your hottest takes in the comments, and subscribe for more Vikings news to keep you in the loop. Share this with your fellow fans. Let's get the whole Vikings Nation hyped. What's next for our Vikings? Will Jones secure that comp pick? And can McCarthy lead us to the playoffs? Let's keep the conversation going. Skol, Vikings. Skol.